How to start a water fast.
I'm actually starting a water fast today myself, so my energy is a little bit scattered, and I'm having a hard time sitting here being like, I can do this, I can share this information. So I really hope you enjoy this video, okay? Because I don't just talk about this, I live this, okay? Okay.
To the waves on the coast, to the flames, that's my home. To the waves on the coast, to the flames.
What's good, tribe? It's your girl, the Hood Alchemist, here bringing you the art of transformation infused with so much flavor and so much culture. That's right, y'all, flavor and culture. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn your notification bells on so you can keep receiving more healing and flavorful content from your girl. What's good? How are you today? ¿Cómo estás? Guatiguan. So in today's video, we're going to talk about everything you need to know to prepare yourself and start a water fast. Yes, a water fast. If you haven't already, check out some of my other videos on water fasting, including my 30-day water fast before and after story time. I have one on tips and tricks on how to survive a water fast. And I think there's another one, but that's up to you to go find. Water fasting is not for the faint of heart. So if you have found your way onto this video, shout out to you for having the courage to even consider it. It's a beautiful process, an amazing process. I bet you're wondering how. Are you doing it right? Are you drinking enough water? Have you chosen the right length of fast? I'm sure these are all questions that you've thought about in regards to your own water fasting experience. I'd like to shed a little light on my process and how I like to begin my water fast. Hopefully these tips will help you not only have a successful start to your water fast, but also help you to be able to maintain, sustain, and complete your water fast. Because that's the goal, right? Exactly. So let's get into it. So first things first, how long should you fast? If you are new to fasting, if you are a beginner, if you feel like in your heart and mind you have doubt or questions or don't really know if you can push through, I would suggest doing maybe 1 to 3 days of fasting. And doing this, you give your body, your mind, and your spirit time to adapt to the process, to understand what you're doing and what your intention is. 3 days is a great length of time for a water fast. You can receive so much healing, so much clarity in just a 3-day water fast. So if you've been wondering about doing 14 days or 30 days or 21 days, but you still have yet to complete a 1 to 3 day fast, I would highly suggest that you start there. Doing it longer does, test your stamina and test your discipline and, really push you. But a 3-day water fast is always solid in my opinion. So don't feel bad. Don't feel like you need to go further or go longer or try to prove something to yourself.
Fasting is not for the faint of heart.
You do not want to go into your fast competing with yourself or creating unnecessary pressure that's not necessary. So again, if you're new to fasting, if you've never actually completed an extended water fast before, I would suggest a 3-day water fast to start, to give you the time, even if you only make it to 1 or 2 days, just to give yourself the time to build up to it. Start with small fasts and then over time continue to add more amounts of days to the fasting process. That is how you begin. Slow and steady surely wins the race in regards to water fasting. It's not a competition. It's not something to prove to yourself. And like I've said in other videos, it's not a destination, it's a journey. So give yourself an amount of time that will allow you to be gentle with yourself and to actually reap the benefits versus putting yourself into a negative space because you either didn't finish it or it was hard and long for you. You really have to listen to your body and be honest with yourself about where you're at and what your intentions are for the fast in the first place. Drop a comment below and let me know if you're about to start a water fast, if you're in the middle of a water fast, or if you've just completed one. I would love to hear your stories. If you feel like you can do a 21-day fast, if you feel like you can do a month, if you feel like you can do 30 days, then by all means, get it how you live it. Just make sure that you prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Y'all know when I talk about fasting, I'm always going to throw in those 3 points: mind, body, and spirit, because it all ties into the process. So after you've determined how many days you actually want to fast, now is the time when you start doing the prep work. So if you've chosen to do a 3-day fast, for example, then I would say at least 3 days leading up to your fast, you should begin eating cleaner. You should begin eliminating processed foods from your diet, added sugar, and meats if possible, dairy as well. Any heavy foods that's going to take a lot of time for your body to break down and process, or that's going to possibly just be sitting in your digestive system or inside of you, those are the things that you want to wean off before your water fast. Not the day before, but at least 3 days leading up to. Now, if you only have the day before because you done been moved and like something came and told you like, I need to do this right now or I'm never going to do it. But at least take 1 day to prepare yourself, to make yourself lighter. You know, drink water, have soup that day. You really want to ease into the process. You don't want to go to a buffet or eat all your favorite foods because
you're like, I'm afraid I don't know when I'm going to ever eat again. I don't know if it'll taste the same.
Like, no. That's how you mess yourself up when it comes time to start detoxing during the process. So again, leading up to your water fast, I use the 3 days as an example, but if you're doing it for a week, I always try to match the numbers. So if I'm going to do a 7-day water fast, then a week before my fast, I need to start preparing myself. If that means taking 4 days to eliminate sugar and processed foods, and then taking the final few days to eliminate meat and dairy from your diet, you just want to begin to ease yourself off of those foods and habits that are going to make the water fasting process harder. Getting rid of all of the processed food, all of the junk, all of those snacks you got hidden in places that nobody knows.
Y'all, I'm struggling to record this video. Y'all probably will never know, but I'm having a hard time because my brain is like squirrel, and I got this other voice in my head that's like, oh. So you know what? I'm gonna just keep going.
So once you started eating clean, which means eliminating sugar, processed foods, dairy, meat from your diet, at least 3 days to a week before starting your fast, you also want to start consuming at least a minimum of a half gallon of water a day. Preferably a gallon of water a day. That's about the amount that you would be consuming during your water fast. So you want to prepare your body for how much water that you're going to be consuming. Also, so that when you go into your fast, you're eliminating the chances of you being dehydrated or having to have negative detox symptoms from the go. Still might happen, but this helps. So again, leading up to your fast, you want to start consuming a minimum of a half gallon of water a day. I would say try to get it to a gallon. A gallon of water is going to get you far in the long run. It's going to help your muscles. It's going to help your system flush. It's going to prepare you for what it feels like to be living off of only water. You can also add some herbal teas to your fast. I love herbs, y'all. You're going to hear me talk about it in every video. If you ain't got some herbal remedies hiding somewhere around your house, you're tripping. Okay, why adding herbs? Because your body, again, is going to be detoxing, is going to be processing a lot of toxins, a lot of old stuff that's been just sitting there in your body. And also, mentally, you're going to be processing a bunch of stuff. Herbs can help in aiding and supporting you. You know that you ate a lot of meat, or you know that you have a junk food diet like crazy. You might want to start drinking herbs that help with digestion and breaking down that stuff before you get to the water fast. So herbs like dandelion leaf, ginger, burdock root, these are all herbs that are good in aiding in digestion. Burdock root helps to cleanse the blood. Dandelion helps with like getting out kidney stones and pushing out all of that. Those are good herbs to add to help and aid in your belly and what it's preparing for. Bitters, get you some bitters, Caribbean folks, Jamaicans, y'all know what I'm talking about. Bitters, get you some bitters, okay? So basil, oregano. Adding herbs to your diet will help to aid you and support and nourish your system. So when you're thinking digestion, when you're thinking mood, a lot of that fluctuates when you're on a fast. So you want to prepare some herbal teas to drink leading up to your fast in order to help with that. Say, for instance, you suffer from anxiety or a lot of stress, then you might want to get herbs that help with your adrenal glands or help in managing stress. Stuff like kava kava, damiana leaf, St. John's wort. It's really good for depression. Rose is a very soothing herb. You could look up a few. Those are just some to name. If you're a woman, nettles. Nettles is a really good herb. It's got everything you need. For pregnant women, nettles gives you everything you need like to nourish your body. So just adding a few herbs to your repertoire in order to support and nourish your body from the inside, giving it help in what it is that it's preparing for. Your water fast. Drink some herbs. Drink some herbs before you fasting. Drink some herbs after you fasting. Drink some herbs when you ain't fasting, okay? Because plant medicine is the only okay, it's not the only medicine, but you need it, okay? You need it. If you like what you're hearing so far, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to turn your notification bells on so you can keep receiving more content from your girl. Another tip I would suggest before starting a water fast is, after you've figured out how many days you're going to be fasting, go to the store and purchase water beforehand. You don't want to get started on your fast and then become fatigued, frustrated, moody, too weak to get out of the bed, whatever happens. You want to be prepared. So I always stock up on water before I fast. If you're doing a 3-day fast, you can go get 3 days worth of water. It's just 1 gallon per day. Walmart be having a gallon jug for like 98 cents of distilled water, maybe like $1 and some change. Distilled water also. If you're fasting, use distilled water. Distilled water, distilled water, distilled water. Because of how they process the water, it's very clean and it's very good at helping to pull out stuff that's in your body that needs to come out. So yes, distilled water. So before you start fasting, stock up on water. If you're going to do a 7-day fast, at least get 3 days worth of water, 4 days worth of water, just so you have enough space to do whatever it is you need to do. If you don't want to leave the house, if you want to be stuck in bed, you don't want to break your fast or to fall victim to eating or drinking something you shouldn't because you don't have what you need around. So before you start your fast, make sure you get enough water, at least for the first few days. If you're doing a 30-day fast, I would say buy your water a week at a time. It definitely makes it easier. Trust me, I've been there. When you're water fasting, you want to remember your body can do this. It can do this. It was made to heal itself. It was made to recover. The only thing is, we're often interfering with the process. So whether or not you believe in your head that you can complete the water fast, know that your body can do it. This is the time for you to start putting a little more trust in your body and a little more trust in yourself and your own capacity. Not just your capacity to complete a water fast, but your capacity to push through, your capacity to keep your word to yourself, your capacity to show up for yourself. So understand this. Even if you feeling like, oh my God, I can't do this, your body is like,
Listen, I've just been waiting for the chance to prove myself, okay?
So give your body that space. Trust your body. Love your body. Move with your body.
Listen to your body.
Another tip to make the process a little easier. Keep a journal. Yes, y'all.
Yes, y'all. To that beat.
Y'all. No, but for real. So water fasting is definitely a full body detox, including your mind, body, and spirit. And you want to make sure that you are giving yourself space to be aware of what is coming up for you during the process. So journaling, even if your journal is just full of all the times you had cravings for food, write that down because you'll want to remember this. It's also good in helping you keep track of your habits. When you don't have time to eat or prepare food or shop for food or think about food, you'd be surprised how much time you have on your hand that can become idle. So journal. Start really allowing yourself the time to sit and process what is coming up for you. Start allowing yourself to see patterns in your life that maybe you weren't able to see before because of food. Now, I know it sounds crazy. Like, how can food stop me from seeing myself? But y'all,
Food. It's a drug.
you don't believe me? watch My 600-Pound Life. I'm just kidding. I love that show. Yes. Keep a journal, okay? Allow yourself to get to the root of your patterns. Allow yourself to get to the root of your triggers, to actually have conversation with yourself and your body. During a water fast, it's the perfect time to get vulnerable and transparent. And if you're bold enough to even get real with yourself in order to shift some stuff and to let it go. Along with the journaling, you might want to start meditating. Now, I know some people may be a little opposed to meditation. Especially, I know some church folks be like, meditating is the devil and blah, 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 blah. The only thing that happens when you meditate is that your thoughts come up. What's in here comes up. You are forced to be present and aware of yourself. Meditation is not bad. It is not evil. It is simply a time for you to sit with yourself and to hear and to listen. Meditating during a water fast can provide you so much clarity, so much calm, and so much ease. Now, what do I mean when I say meditation? This doesn't mean you just have to go sit quietly in a room and just, try to shut your thoughts out. That's not what meditation is. You can meditate through music, meditate through movement, dancing. If every day you want to do a 30-minute dance just to be with yourself and to be with your body and to experience yourself in a different way, that is what I'm going to call meditating for the water fast. It can also include you sitting and listening to the birds, listening, to your breath. Just giving yourself space to take intentional time to be present with yourself. In a lot of our lives, we have our careers, we have our families, we have so much stuff, so many labels, so many titles, so many things that distract us and pull us in so many which ways. So when you meditate, you give yourself the time and the space to actually commune with yourself and commune with God, if that's what you're into. I like talking to God. God's my homie, So meditation. Meditation will surely make your water fast a little easier, Meditating might be hard at first, but if you go into the meditation with the mindset to not judge yourself and to just allow whatever it is that needs to come up, I'm sure you will find that it can be very beneficial for you, especially during this process. Another thing you want to do before you start a water fast is prepare your friends and family, or at least the close ones, for what you're about to be doing. Water fasting is hard. It can be a very isolating process because not many people would abstain for food for like an hour, let alone multiple days in a row. So when you're water fasting, you want to pick a few people that you trust and that you're close with, and you want to be honest with them about your process. Not necessarily telling them all the details, but at least telling them like, hey, I'm going to be doing this water fast for a week. You could check in every once in a while, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't always mean that your family members and friends are going to understand it. Some of them might even try to tell you you're crazy and make you feel bad and make it a little harder. But the thing is, you don't want to be walking around doing something that is very serious and that has very, 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 very blatant effects on your body and no one knows. So give yourself the space to be held by others, or at least to put yourself in a position to make people respect your process. Okay? I love Cardi B. Shout out to Cardi B. Hey girl, do you be water fasting, Cardi B? Have you ever water fasted? Probably not. And you'd be surprised by the end of your water fast, they're probably going to be looking at you like, who is this person? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I thought they was crazy and look what they did, So just make sure you give yourself a fair chance to have the support and the environment that you need. Don't want to be walking around hungry and keeping a secret and nobody knows. Final tip for this video. I want you to sit down and I want you to make a list of 3 goals, 3 intentions, not even goals. Once you figured out the number of days you're going to fast, you let some family and friends know, you started your clean eating, and you're already consuming water to prepare you for when your actual water fast starts, I want you to take some time and to sit with yourself and to write out some intentions for your fast. At least 3. I know this might sound crazy, but listen, you guys, it's easier to stick to a goal when you write it down and when you actually process or at least have some type of understanding of why it's important to you, or how it's going to affect you, or what it means to you. Take the time to sit with yourself and write out 3 intentions for why you want to water fast. So that way, when you get to those moments when you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're feeling tired, or you're feeling like, why am I doing this? You can refer back to that list. Again, a minimum of 3, even if it's to lose weight, to gain more clarity, to allow your digestive system to rest. Those are all kind of like, just be thinking off the top of the head. I'll give you an example. On the fast that I'm starting today, one of my intentions is to become aware of my relationship to poverty consciousness, and to release any programming, any feelings, any fear, any anger blocking me from stepping into my abundance and prosperity. I want to let go of all the ways that I feel poor and that I feel unworthy within my body. So as I'm going through this water fast, I will be holding that intention very closely in my heart, so that whatever needs to come up around that information can come up, but also so that I can let go with each sip and with each breath of all of those things that no longer serve me. I know that's a little deep, but you know what, whatever. Whatever it is, just pick at least 3, write them down on a paper, and keep them close to you while you're fasting. Water fasting is a beautiful process, you guys. It's really not that hard, and it's not that complex. Like I said before, water fasting is definitely not for the faint of heart, but it's also not as hard as people make it seem, okay? All you really need to do is just consume water. And before you start your fast, just make sure that you're not eating or giving into habits that are going to make the process a little harder. So drinking alcohol, stuff like that, that's a no before you go into a water fast, okay? If you're about to do a fast, then at least a week before you fast, I would say don't consume any alcohol, because it dehydrates you. It lowers your immune system. It makes it harder for your body to fight. There are just, certain things that you just know. You got common sense. Your mama told you something. Somebody told you something. So when you're preparing for your water fast, you just want to be sure that you start getting water into your body. Start eliminating foods that are not good for you, that are heavy, and that are going to take forever to process and get out of your body. Clean eating, fruits and vegetables, soups, light stuff, not heavy meals, not a lot of meat. And that's really it. Once you get past that and you start the fast, all you got to do is drink your water. All you got to do is drink your water. Again, I'm going to tell you. Drink your water. Just drink your water and you'll be okay. Just drink your water.
To the waves on the coast, to the flames, that's my bone. To the waves on the coast, to the flames, that's my bone.